I was drawn nearer by Diddy to play out a hit on one of his specialists. Anyone could come on this web and say anything right. And man is getting a ton of consideration. Diddy is unadulterated detestable. He has an extremely terrible demeanor. He deals with everyone like poop, as the examination of Diddy conceivable contribution in Tupac shooting is still under in the process. It seems as though we are getting more squeeze on another deadly shooting that took life of rap legend Big Deal Smalls. And clearly even the individuals who did he quiet with his cash in the past are done covering for him now. One previous VIP protector ventured forward. And stand by till you hear his disclosures, folks, since he is guaranteeing that Diddy offered him $30,000 for wiping out Biggie. I was offered $30,000 to play out a hit on Big Deal Smalls. Greetings everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. The famous B.I. was at the level of his distinction when he was gunned down in Los Angeles in 1997, and right up till now nobody realizes who shot Big Deal Smalls. His case was shot as perplexing for much disillusionment of the rap legend's fans anyway. Even 26 years after the grievous episode took the rapper from us, the roads are as yet discussing the explanation. Or I ought to rather say an individual who coordinated the whole occurrence with shooting and giggle. And in a stunning new development, more individuals from the hip bounce industry continue approaching and offering the police their assistance, and one of them is previous superstar guardian nicknamed Uncle Ron. So under examinations and working, and helping out FBI currently. It's been examined for quite a long time that Diddy had every one of the thought processes to take out his own craftsmen. And with this destruction, he planned to accomplish two objectives. First, to stop horrendous West Coast-East Coast fight. And second, to bring in more cash on Big Deal's name, as it was hypothesized and later affirmed by Diddy's ex-Guardian group Bargain Big Deal, was one stage away from driving awful kid records, and marked a more worthwhile arrangement for himself. Quality arrangement. Said he once got a brief look at Big Deal's profit with Diddy, and the numbers disagreeably stunned Protector. And I seen an enormous agreement, and it was discussing great you get 250,000. Furthermore, obviously Dave would have rather not lost the craftsman who raked in boatloads of cash, yet could be paid a pity stipend. And assuming you don't know anything about Big Deal's progress in the music world, let me revive your memory a tad and say that his most memorable collection, delivered in 1994, crested at number 15 on the Board 200, and was dependent upon broad basic recognition and soon a business accomplishment, with in the end being confirmed multiple times platinum. Just a year and 1 month after its delivery, it was ensured twofold platinum. And as Diddy once referenced in his meeting, he delighted in getting rich and renowned with the assistance of his capable and famous specialists. Or probably I was remaining on the shoulders of Goliaths that have begun to, as of now, make this way of life. And this culture, yet for what reason did he need Biggie on alive? Then well, obviously for money managers like seen Diddy comes ravenousness precedes individuals so realizing that such tremendous issue for Diddy and his newly established darling kid mark, on the grounds that as per the agreement Diddy was getting 50 of generally Big Deal's profit. Terrible kid took 50 of this craftsman, distributing. Then there was Big Deal's mother, Valletta Wallace, who has been vocal about Diddy fundamentally burglarizing her child with his modest arrangement. And this lady continually rehashed that the music maker tricked her kid by offering his such a pathetic recompense. Truly, Christopher acknowledged the deception of a companion and tutor for around $25,000. That is the sum Puffy baited my child with. It was sufficient cash to cause my child to accept that Puffy was prepared to do anything for him. Evidently, Diddy accepted that he played his cards all right, and the profoundly productive craftsman was presently in his control anyway, as it was uncovered by quality arrangement. And later Uncle Ron Big Deal wasn't intending to do any chipping in to enhance his maker, and he needed to become showbiz royalty all alone. Big Deal had plans of leaving Awful Kid now, with someone else approaching and saying that the music tycoon needed to end big deals, leaving the name. This protector said that Diddy assessed the work, greatest head desolate 30000. And as Uncle Ron referenced perceiving how broadly examined this case, became he was glad to had wouldn't play out a hit. I'm so happy right up till now that I won't do that. Got more soil on him in discharge. Seems like Noah for the music versatile wrongdoings any longer, and individuals are glad to affirm against him and rodent him out to the police since now they have verification. I have genuinely showed them confirmation. Even Big Deal's mother said in one of her meetings that a ton of examples and associations appear to be safeguarding the guilty party from being rebuffed. They've done their examination, yet they simply decline to push ahead. I don't have any idea why they haven't captured who was involved. I can't help thinking that it one monster scheme. And somebody is certainly being safeguarded someplace down the line. Well, the case has been hauled for over 27 years without results. And as many individuals say they know who to fault in the event that no capture is made after so many proof and declarations, as one individual remarked on the off chance that Diddy doesn't get captured, there's a lot more prominent influence safeguarding him. And another client added, in light of the fact that the higher-ups are dealing with that case, you realize they got makes a decision about police FBI specialists. They all work for the business. It required just about 30 years for individuals who know the subtleties of this grievous episode, with Biggie shooting to at last discover some boldness and to share the honest side of occasions. And as Uncle Ron referenced, he was unable to approach before in light of the fact that he was apprehensive for his family's security. Such countless individuals have asked me for what reason I held up 20 years. And my main need was safeguarding my kids, hopefully that the police will take this man's assertion serious, long-deserted case. And in spite of the fact that Diddy really utilized these Big Deal's second collection to fill his pockets with cash, Big Deal's family actually requests equity and requests the antagonist who ended the existence of their cherished Christopher. So ahead of schedule, regardless of such countless obstructions, Big Deal's mother stays hopeful. Currently, plainly Big Deal was a seriously important resource for his coach and maker. And clearly his choice to leave Awful Kid Records and bring in cash elsewhere cost him his life. Uncle Ron has a harsh outlook, all in all thing. And he accepts that reality ought to at last come out. They must become clean necessities to come out. A man lost his life. It's implied that Diddy continues to bring in cash on his late craftsman's inheritance. And surprisingly, 27 years after the rap legend's end, the music portable continues to carry Big Deal's name to raise more money, and clearly it's a widely known in the hip bounce industry that Puffy disposed of his own craftsman to continue to make millions on his name. While many individuals are excessively reluctant to try and say a word against the music magnate, there are individuals like Puma Wright who transparently communicated their scorn and disdain towards Diddy's crimes. Puffy has been bringing in cash not entirely oak of Big Deal's name for longer than Big Deal was alive. And the timing couldn't be only ideal for Diddy. As you most likely are aware, Big Deal was gunned down a half year after Tupac's deadly shooting. And since Biggie died while visiting the foe's West Coast decorate, Diddy could stick this wrongdoing at another person, and has his own name dropped from the case. The scandalous music maker even played a sad companion when he said that he felt liable for his craftsman's death. While showing up on the Wendy Williams show, Diddy said, "I think I'll constantly feel some kind of obligation since I'm mixed together with him. He's my craftsman anyway." It didn't prevent the music maker from partaking in the colossal benefits from Big Deal's second collection, which Diddy discharge half a month after his craftsman destruction. In addition, Big Deal was so unyielding to escape his contact with Puffy that he made a twofold collection as record chief. Damn Scramble said Big Deal's dish was give Puff, and afterward like 3 additional collections, then come sign with us. And we was going to the commission. That was the thing planned to occur. or possibly that was discussed genuinely. I feel that is the reason he did a twofold collection. Yet it appears as though Diddy was profoundly offended by Big Deal move, and essentially thought of him as a deceiver comes from various strategies when individuals need to escape contract. Yet it seemed to be Diddy lost his validity in the music business, and the entire thing with Big Deal was only a start of his a lot more specialists later laid off it and coming up short on them. And as many fans are saying now, he procured himself an orange jumpsuit and a decent loft close to one more criminal, as one individual, composed via virtual entertainment, believe he's unapproachable well prison time. And men